speakers. I don't know if you are the first, I think, about uncertainty theory or something like that.
Yes.
Yes, you are. And
Yeah.
no. I have a book on uncertainty theory. I don't know who is. So you are not the professor who works on uncertainty theory.
Uncertainty theory, yes, proposed by Professor Baodi Liu.
Okay, okay.
From Tsinghua University, China.
Yes, I found it interesting, and I read a little bit. And
we are about to start the next session, and
okay, thank you. So
the session chair will be Professor Ratindranath Mukhopadhyay, who will be coming to the stage just now. And we have Professor Jin Peng of Huanggang Normal University, Hubei, China, who will deliver the invited talk. So in a minute or two, we will start.
So can you see my shared screen?
Uncertainty analysis and optimization. Yes.
Yes, we see it.
Yes.
Also in Germany, yes.
Yeah, so please bear with us. I mean, the session chair is coming. Just we are waiting for him to arrive on the stage. Welcome to Calcutta. Yeah, winter time here, and looking forward to listening to your talk.
The time now in Kolkata?
Could you repeat that? Yeah.
The time now in Kolkata, what is it?
Oh, time is 1:23 p.m. in the afternoon.
1:23.
Yes.
23. Okay.
Yeah, just
we have 8:53. Nice.
It's a champion.
4:30.
We welcome Professor R.N. Mukherjee to the dais and request him to take his seat. He will be chairing the session. Sir, okay. And introducing Professor R.N. Mukherjee, the session chair, will be the program co-chair, Dr. Sandeep Chatterjee, who was Professor R.N. Mukherjee's doctoral student.
It's a proud privilege for me to introduce Professor R.N. Mukherjee, the chair of this session. Professor R.N. Mukherjee is a former professor of the Bardon University in the Department of Mathematics. In his capacity, he is having more than 100 research articles. He has guided more than 30 students to their doctoral work, has visited almost all the notable universities and cities across the world for seminar, conference, and research work and delivering talks. He has been the principal investigator of many research projects from CSIR and DST. So, and he's having almost 4 to 5 decades of teaching and research experience. So it's an extreme honor and delight for this conference, OLAP 22, to have Professor R.N. Mukherjee as a chairman of this session. I would like to hand over the session to you, sir. Yes, sir, if you can come here. Yes. So now Professor Mukherjee will introduce the speaker of this session.
Good afternoon to everybody. It's a great pleasure to me that I have been invited to chair a session for a particular person like Professor Jin Peng, a well-renowned professor who has worked in different fields, As I'm just going through his biodata, short biodata, bibliography of Professor Jin Peng. Jin Peng received his PhD degree in Operational Research and Control Theory from Tsinghua University in 2003. He is currently a professor of Wangang Normal University, Hubei, China. His primary research interests include uncertainty theory, uncertain programming, uncertain risk analysis, uncertain network optimization, intelligent computing, and uncertainty modeling in various application areas such as scheduling, vehicle routing problems, finance. Dr. Peng has published more than 100 papers on a range of various journals. His research has been supported by more than 10 projects, including the National Natural Science Foundation, the Humanity and Social Science Foundation of Ministry of Education, and Hubei Provisional Natural Science Foundation, China. Professor Peng is currently serving as the associate editor, area editor, editorial board member, or peer reviewer of multiple international journals. He has also acted as the chair's board of members of program committees of organizing committees in various conferences or academic organizations at home and abroad. So, such a person, you must be interested at this point that you are very much agree that without losing a single minute, let us hand over the mic to Professor Jin Peng, and I request on behalf of all the Heritage Institute of Technology and Operational Research Society of Kolkata chapter and all the members present here to start his lecture without any delay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's my turn. Thank
那个
you.
老王
Let
老
me
王全屏
这个已经是全屏了。
Good afternoon, Professor Peng. So please
Yes.
start your presentation. This is Samarjit.
Samarjit Kaur.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon. Should I start?
Yeah, yeah. You start your presentation, please.
Now. Can you see my shared screen?
Yes, 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 it is
All
visible.
right. Okay. Let me first of all thank you for your very kind introduction, Professor Chairperson. Dear experts and scholars, dear colleagues and friends, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jim Pen. I'm from Huanggang Normal University, Hubei Province, China. I'm very pleased to enjoy this offline and online conference, OLAP 2022. And I'm very honored to be invited to give a speech here. I would like to express my thanks to Professor Samjit Gaur, the organizer of this wonderful event. Today, I'm going to talk about some of our work in the field of network optimization under uncertain but non-random environment. The title of my presentation is Uncertainty Analysis and Optimization Modeling for Uncertain but Non-Random Network. Okay, what I'm going to talk about can be outlined as the following 5 parts. Firstly, I would like to talk about, say something about what is uncertain network optimization. And next, I would like to explain why uncertainty theory, but not probability theory, should be used in uncertain network optimization. And then perhaps you would like to ask me how to model uncertain network optimization and how to solve our models. And after that, I would like to take this opportunity to tell you which progresses have been made in uncertain network optimization in recent years. And finally, before I finish my speech, I would like to give some concluding remarks about my talk. Okay, let's turn to this page. What is network? Actually, network is beside our, just beside us. And scientifically speaking, network is referred to the mathematical structure used to describe, to model pairwise relationships between objects. So network is very popular in our life. For instance, on the left, you can find the logistic network. And on the right, you can find some social networks described in this figure. In fact, there exist so many networks in our life. For instance, logistic network, transportation network, and more power or water supply network in our city, and communication network or internet network or knowledge network, even social network. Okay, but I will talk about in the later. I will talk more about the network, both in logistic network, transportation network. So I'm not sure what is the popular social network in India today. Now in China, nowadays in China, QQ group, WeChat group, microblog, Weibo are very popular social network platform in China. How about the cases in India? Yeah, maybe Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. For instance, YouTube. We're now using YouTube to broadcast in our conference. Okay, but what is network optimization? Network optimization means to study the problems, how to optimize, how to design, how to optimize the characteristic structure or some descriptive measures of the network efficiently. Actually, this is a subject of a subset of mathematical optimization related to graph theory, operations research, computational complexity theory, and more, even more. So here is a very simple network optimization. For instance, what do you think is the best way for you from your capital city, New Delhi, to your city? So you can choose the route by airplane, by train, by car, where which way is cheapest. So this is a very simple network optimization. Actually, this is related to the shortest path problem or minimum cost flow problem. So there are more other typical network optimization problems as follows. For instance, minimum spanning tree problem, Euler tour problem, ETP, and TSP, traveling salesman problem, or Chinese postman problem, VRP problem, maximum flow problem, and even more. Okay, but you may ask me further, what is uncertain network optimizations? Uncertain network optimization is the study of a network optimization with uncertain data, or in another way, in the uncertain environment, which means central matrix or uncertain data with uncertain data, which means indeterminate quantity under uncertainty. In uncertainty theory proposed by Professor Liu, uncertain data are also described as uncertain variable, which represent the domain and the type and implies all the belief degrees representing the strengths that the related uncertain events will happen. So by uncertain network optimization, we mean uncertain network optimization plus uncertain data. So recently, we have published a book related to uncertain network optimization by Springer Press. Actually, it was based on the uncertainty theory and traditional network optimization theory. Here, I would like to emphasize the reason why uncertainty analysis is important and necessary in network optimization. As you know, uncertainty exists everywhere and every time. Everybody meet uncertainty every time and everywhere. We can say that. So uncertainty analysis can be divided into two areas. One is uncertain graph. Another is uncertain network. Uncertain graph mainly deal with the theoretical problems which related to the uncertain relationships between objects. But by uncertain network, we mean the arc or the edges with uncertain widths. You can see the different widths. This is the on the left. The right is the number between 0 to 1, but on the right, on the uncertain network, the width on the right, on the edges can be any number. So uncertainty network optimization can be divided into the following as the following tree. So uncertainty, this is appropriate for matters of this world. Uncertainty is very important. We cannot avoid to deal with it. So here, just now, I talked about what is uncertain data, but nowadays, a very modern word is big data. So what is the relationships? What are the relationships between big data and uncertain data? Big data refers data sets that are too large and complex for traditional data processing method and data management applications. So in the IBM dictionary, big data is characterized by 3 attributes. First is big value, variety, and fast velocity. So here, I would like to say big data is not uncertain data. Uncertain data is not big data, but there includes the relationship between big data and the uncertain data. Usually, large sample is not big data. So in traditional statistics, we may deal with appropriate example or large example, but large example is not equal big data. Big data does not mean deterministic data. So big data does not exclude the existence of uncertainty and can be used to reduce uncertainty. On the other side, uncertain data can be used for taming uncertainty in big data. So big data means opportunities and challenges. And uncertain data means risk and challenges. So whether big data or uncertain data are the good topic to talk about in our academic activities. So on the one hand, we're interested in the relationship between big data and uncertainty. On the other side, we are interested in the relationship between scarce data and uncertain data. Scarce data means a limited number of examples or even missing examples, which refer to data sets that are too rare or data missing. So scarce data means real examples or even missing examples. And of course, it should be dealt with uncertain data method. So scarce data implies the existence of uncertainty. Uncertain data can be used for representing scarce data. Of course, both of them means risk and challenges. here we have to talk about something about the uncertainty theory. But maybe some others listen to the uncertainty first time, but you have to, you certainly you have learned what is a probability theory. Actually, from probability theory to uncertainty theory is just like the road from Euclidean geometry to non-Euclidean geometry. Why? I would like to say that actually, according to the axiomatic of a system of probability theory proposed by mathematician Kolmogorov, and what is a probability measure? It's a probability measure defined by the following axioms, and probability measure can be operated according to the product probability theory. That means the product event, the probability of the product event equals the probability, the product of the probability of each event. But differently, in uncertainty theory, we can find this is much different. Product axiom means the product of the belief degree or the uncertain method equals the minimum of the belief degree of each uncertain event. So different axioms consist of different mathematical theory system. So why uncertainty theory should be used, but not a probability theory? So this is a big topic for me to give a short explains here. I would like to say three reasons. Firstly, probability theory needs appropriate examples, but uncertainty theory fits the case of big data or real examples. So this is the main difference between uncertainty theory and the probability theory. And just now, from the last page, we can say the operation process of probability theory is more difficult, and the result sometimes is inconsistent with reality. But uncertainty theory is relatively simple, and the result is relatively reasonable. So different product axioms deduce different operational system. The third, probability theory is suitable to model frequency, but not to belief degree. And while uncertainty theory is suitable to model belief degree. Actually, sometimes, which means missing frequency. When we do not know the frequency, then we have to use the belief degree. Okay, so these are the reasons why uncertainty theory should be used, but not probability theory. Here we can find a very simple example why we should use uncertainty theory. Consider an uncertain network represented by a railway path of 100 sections. So in this case, if the belief degree is mistaken to be frequency or probability measure, then we can use the operational rules in probability theory. Then the result is nearer to 0. But if the belief degree is taken to be uncertain measure, then according to the uncertainty theory, the operational rules or operational laws in uncertainty theory, then the result is 0.9, different values. So in fact, people usually think this event is almost true. So the measure should be almost 1. So in this case, if you use uncertainty probability theory, then the result is inconsistent to the real case. So uncertainty theory is suitable to modern belief degree. Unknown frequency means unknown frequency. Okay, let's turn to another respects. How to model weighted uncertain network optimization. Firstly, of course, we should make clear that how to represent the uncertain network. Of course, the uncertain network should be represented by the trapper vector. V stands the load set, and A is the arch set, and the cosine is the related uncertain data. And as we know, optimization model related to three key factors. One is decision variable. What is your decision variable? And secondly, what is your objective function? And thirdly, what is your unstrained conditions? So in uncertain network optimization, the objective function is an uncertain function, so which cannot be directly compared. It should be modified according to some comparison rules. One is expected value rules, and another is the minimum maximum the critical values rules, and the third is the maximum belief degree rules. So after this preparation, we can, especially the first type of the uncertain network optimization model. One is expected value model. It looks like this. On the left is the original expected value model, and on the right, which is the transformed model according to the operational rules within the framework of uncertainty theory. So the network, the model on the left, on the right, is just a CRISP model, not uncertain model. And the second type is model is belief degree constrained programming model. So the main idea of this model is to minimize the corrective values of the objective function under the constraints of the belief degree constraints on the belief degree level. Alpha is a given belief degree confidence level, and similarly, it's not as difficult to transform it to the CRISPR models like the right one. Okay. The third type of the optimization, generally speaking, is looking like this. Belief degree maximized constraint programming model. Its main idea of a model established. So on the chance constraints to maximize the belief degree of the uncertain events. Okay, where in this model alpha stands the predetermined confidence level, and phi minus 1 are the inverse uncertainty distribution of the function, uncertain function, respectively. Okay. Also, it can be transformed. The model described in the right one. The above mentioned the three types of optimization model can be emerged into one, into mine. So you can find that under some constraints, and the optimization goal is to minimize the expected value of the uncertain objective function. Okay, so it looks like a very simple mathematical model. So this is a general, or you can say some kind of a mixture uncertain programming model. So you may ask me the question, how to solve the problems? So basically, we use the model transformation method. This is the basic methodology to solve the uncertain models in uncertain network optimization. And another one is the model solution. After we transform the model into CRISP-1, then how to solve it? So we can use classical algorithms. We can use mathematical some mathematical software, mathematical lingo or MATLAB, and R language or C++, and so on. So if not in this case, then we can use the hybrid intelligent algorithm, which combine the uncertain simulation method and with some intelligent algorithm, as you know, GA or genetic algorithm, or some and some other intelligent algorithms. So now I would like to tell you which progress have been made in recent years related to the uncertain network optimization research area. So, as for the uncertain graph, you can find the list of the references, just mainly from in recent in the past decade, from 2012 and even to until now. This is the mainly labeled references, but not all. So maybe you can find some newly published reference not included in this list. And another one is uncertain network related to the network optimization with uncertain weights. So you can find a lot of reference from this list. Even you can find much more complicated research references related to uncertain random network or uncertain random graph, which combined the uncertainty and the randomness. So the first the original reference is made by Professor Liu on certain random graph and uncertain random network. So in this area, you can find some newly published references from the international journals. So up to here, I would like to talk about how about the researchers' distribution in the research area of uncertain network optimization, or even in the uncertainty theory research area. So Dr. Zhou, or Professor Zhou in Shanghai University published a survey paper recently in FODN, gave a comprehensive review of uncertainty theory with its applications. Okay, you can find the researchers' distribution in which countries, in which area, by who and who, by which scholars mainly made their research, academic research on in this field. Okay, this is a good survey paper related to uncertainty theory and its development. And these two pictures are abstracted from the survey paper. You can find that with the development of uncertainty theory, more and more scholars are interested in the research area, and the publications are increasing from the past decades. Okay, due to the time limited, I'm not going to take much more time to say this. Maybe how long should I go? So here I would like to talk about where should we go in the future. So maybe according to in my view, uncertain network optimization, just now I talked about, is a interesting research area, but you can, based on the certain network optimization, you can find even more complicated selected topics in certain hypernetwork optimization. Hypernetwork is the extension of the network, but hypernetwork is much popular also popular, very popular in our life, especially as most of the social network are some kind of hypernetwork. So along this direction, you can find a lot of selected topics on certain hypergraph and on certain hypernetwork. Even on certain shortest hyperpath problem, and on certain minimum spanning hypertree problem, and some even more, you can do the more difficult topics on certain random hypergraph and hypernetwork. So this is mainly recently we have published a paper on this topic and this topic. Okay, before I finish my talk, I would like to give you some concluding remarks. Firstly, what the main idea I talk about is many network optimization problems usually take place in uncertain environment, but not in random environment. So we have to use uncertainty theory to deal with this kind of network optimization problems. And secondly, some selected research topics in certain network optimization may cover a certain graph weighted on certain network and many real-life application problems. Of course, the most important thing is uncertainty theory provides an efficient tool for dealing with uncertain but non-random network optimization problems. So, in conclusion, uncertain network optimization is a new field of interdisciplinary research with both opportunities and challenges. So we hope more and more research scholars may attention to these research areas. So if you are interested in a certain graph and network optimization, please refer to our book, certain graph and network optimization. So that's all for my talk. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir, for your
It's really
address.
up.
Thank you, Professor Jean Ping. It is a very interesting talk in the sense that starting from a basic level, he has gone to certain uncertainty problem of this problem. So young researchers, I think that he has mentioned some of his books should go through and think over these new types of problems. His explanations regarding the problems are very interesting, at least to me. So let us give a big clap to Professor Jean Peng for
Thank
this
you.
splendid lecture. Thank you.
Thank you.
This talk now comes to an end, thanks to Professor Jean Peng, and we express our gratitude to Professor R.N. Mukherjee for chairing this session. And I now request Professor Samarjit Kaur to come to the stage. Professor Samarjit Kaur, the program chair. And as a mark of appreciation of our program chair, we offer him a small memento. Sir, please. Thanks. This session comes to an end, and now lunch break. Already people are having lunch. And we are going to reassemble briefly for talk by Professor M.K. Tiwari, technical session 4, to be chaired by Professor Arnob Laha.